it was a real hard one because throughout the game you see what capacity we do have when we play well and we're engaged and we're playing some defence. And I think twice we got to situations where we had a pretty good lead, seemingly getting an advantage of the game, and either through some sloppy turnovers or more importantly our work on the glass and on the defensive end. And we concentrated hard this week of getting back to some fundamentals, stance, position, all those areas, and we saw particularly early on, we saw some really good signs there. But at the end of the day, our ability to, down the stretch, where it was a real gut check time, your season's on the line, and you're 7 or 9 down with 6 or 7 minutes to go, we call a timeout and we ask the question or say the only way you're going to get out of this is by playing some defence, picking them up. We've got to get some turnovers, create some offence from our defence, because we were pretty stagnant. We looked tired for some reason. Maybe I'm working them too hard. We look tired on the offensive end. When we're fresh and we run our motion, the thing is a thing of beauty. With the guys that we've got, it's beautiful. But when we get stagnant and the overplays, and it's like so labour intensive, it seems. We're not sharp, we're not moving. It doesn't get it done. So today was about the win. We have got so much upside, so much more we can do better. But it was about the win over a team that's a very good team, but significantly undermanned and got some significant issues they've got to go through with their personnel, with injuries. And we're grateful to come out of it with the win, but a realisation that that's not championship. You're not going to win an NBL championship playing the way we played today.
Jace, the last 4 games, they're all losses. The team has had those issues in the fourth quarter. What was the difference today to kind of pull you out of it and get that much needed win?
I think we just hung tough. I mean, you say the last 4 games, but every game this season with 7, 8, 5 minutes to go, we've been in a position to win games. So every loss we've had, we've been in a position to win. And in a league so tough and so tight, sometimes wins like that, you'll take it. Even though it wasn't pretty, but we'll take a win. And I think we just stuck with it. We realised we got down at 9 and it didn't feel like we were down 9, and everyone kind of looked around and said, right, we have to pick this up. This isn't good enough. This isn't us. And credit to us, we got it done. It wasn't pretty, but look, a win's a win. And this situation with this season, how tight it is, you'll take any win you can get.
Something we rarely see. Kevin goes 1 for 14 from the field. This is his first 11 shots, and yet you still win. Does that give you any measure of confidence to know that your captain, absolute superstar, down offensively at least?
100%. Yeah, I said the jury just before. I think I passed my bad luck of run under him. But look, Kev's he's a hell of a player, and look, we got to win with him playing bad. I guess that's a good thing. But look, as you can look at the shots, but he takes so much attention away from other people, and he does a lot more than just score points. The way that he guarded Kirk Penny and was into him the whole game, I think it's commendable that he can try and do that and play at the other end as well. So look, Kev missed shots, but everyone goes through patches like that, and I think he'll rebound bigger and better. And we get a couple of days over New Year's to just rest our bodies and get back at practice next week, and I'm sure Kev will be a better player next week.
He has been in the slump though offensively, Drew. He's done yeoman's work offensively. Is there any concern about the wear and tear that you put him on?
Not so much physically, the wear and tear, but I think mentally it's a drain. He had the Olympics, he's been working hard for a long period of time, and we, as all teams do, have our, the monitoring system, what's it called?
GPS.
The GPS monitoring system that measures your heart rate. What is it called? Catapult thing. I should mention it because they're a fantastic sponsor of the NBL. Catapult, terrific organisation, do some wonderful things. But what it also does do, is through the Catapult information, is that they show your intensity and the work you do. Kevin works harder than any other individual every practice session. So every single practice session, it's hard, unless you tell him to sit down, he is so committed to working at an intensity, and that's what makes him great. And tonight he's 1 for 11. I pulled him aside, I said, you keep shooting that ball. If you are open and it's the right shot to take, I'll live and die with that, no problems. And I will. because I have complete and utter faith in him. I've tried to give Jason the same sort of confidence with periods that he goes through. We need him to be aggressive, but you have those nights. But when you're having those nights, and we've all had them. Actually, I can't recall a 1 of 14. We've had bad nights. I can't honestly recall a 1 of 14. But when you're going through them and you end up at the free throw line, that thing looks like a thimble. That thing is, and it's real sort of gut check and say, well, as good a free throw shooter he is, point down, minute and a half to go, and you've got to make those free throws when you've gone 1 of 14, and down the stretch he made 6 in a row, which just shows that the character of the man, and also the ability to him to deal with in clutch situations. He still come up big, and the work that he was doing on Kirk Penny, wow! I mean, Kirk Penny had some really tough shots that went in, and a lot of the times I say, Kev, you cannot work any harder than what you're doing to prevent that. So we tried to make some changes, put bigger guys on Kirk. We slowed him down a little bit, but I don't worry too much about Kevin, because he's a champion and he does so many things in other areas he's a smart player as well. He's going to make those shots eventually. And you know what I dream about? I dream of the times when we get them all firing at the one time. We are as good, if not better, than any other team in the competition, or maybe as good, certainly, when we get these guys all firing at the same time. My glory-filled days. That's going to be something to watch. I'm looking forward to sitting back and not having a stressful time and just being able to run some substitution and watch this thing of beauty out there. But we've seen it in patches. We've seen it in patches, but we got to be able to sustain it. We got some stats this week, and we looked at the first 10 games opposed to the next 10 games. Our shooting has gone off. We were holding teams to 41, 42% in the first 2 games. They're up to 48%. We were holding teams to low 30s and three-point line. They're up to the high 30s. It's the work we've been doing on the defensive end, because what it does is it creates easier options down the other end. But when you're not getting the stops, then it becomes labour intensive. Everyone knows what everyone's doing, and when you've got a few guys not hitting shots they normally make, you get the worry beads out and you go, well, you need to have a real gut check, and certainly the fellas tonight were able to do that.
You've got 2 guards in Jason Kevin, and you brought in Will down the line as well. Obviously, he didn't play tonight, but do you think he's the kind of guy who can make an impact for your team, especially with these guys playing
Absolutely.
5 minutes a game? Do you think he can turn into
He's had one 1 hour and 30-minute practice session yesterday, and a shoot around today. From what I saw, if he had 2 sessions, I would have got him into the game today. He is a genuine Olympian. He's an Olympian. He's only 18, but I've been around a little while, albeit not so much in the coach, but that one session that we saw, that if he keeps working at it, he's got the work ethic that he needs, he's a future Olympian.
Can you compare him to anyone right now? Is he remind you of anybody?
He's very versatile. He's 6'4", I'd say. He can shoot it. He can create. He's got good court vision. He picks up the system. He picks things up really quickly without a lot of instruction, because we didn't have time yesterday because we're still working on this specific game. But gee whiz, I think it's hard to. I need a bit of time to make a comparison, but suffice to say, if he stays with us, unfortunately, and if he's as good as what I think he can be, he may not be in this league. That's the sad thing about it, because he could be that good. Good athlete, and the onus is on me, our team, to work with him for this remainder of the season, hopefully beyond, and hopefully he can help us and we can help him, and we can have a great relationship. But he's still only 18. He's learning his way. I had dinner with him last night. We had training with him yesterday.
That's it.
I haven't heard him speak too much. He's not. He keeps to himself a little bit.
We'll bring
We've
that
got to,
up.
we've got to bring him out of his shell a little bit. But like I said, when you've got a kid that's 18 years of age, been in the States, coming over here with men, it's going to take him a little while to fit in. But from what I've saw so far, he's going to play. He will play this season. He's going to play. But a little tough when he's only had one training session, still a bit jet lagged, 18 years of age. Our season's desperately need to win. Unfortunately, I never had the confidence to throw him in there tonight, but he's going to play.
Thanks, guys.
Good job, guys.